Hello everyone, so in this video I will talk about Kubernetes labels and selectors. Labels and selectors in Kubernetes. Introduction to labels and selectors. So labels and selectors are key concepts that enable efficient organization and management of Kubernetes resources. And importance of labels and selectors in Kubernetes. They play a vital role in the deployment, scaling and monitoring of applications in a Kubernetes cluster. And basic concepts and terminology. So in this presentation we will cover the basic concepts and terminology associated with labels and selectors. So this is how it looks like at a very high level. So any object can have labels and objects can have selectors. So in this example, for example, node can have labels, pod can have labels, service can have labels, and deployment can have labels. So pretty much any object you can assign user defined arbitrary labels, and labels are like key value pair. So in this case, for example, pod has got key app and value my app, and there is a second label which is comma separated, and tier and value equal to web, and these are the labels. And same way, service is actually has got something called selectors, and service chooses pods to serve traffic based on the selector. So our service will have selector like selector equal to app equal my app. So this is YAML. So selector colon, and then key value will be like app equal to my app, and that will select all the pods which has the label. So labels are something you assign to any object, and selectors, as the name suggests, selects those objects which has got labels identified in the selector key value pair like this. So this is called as selectors. So understanding labels, key value pairs. Labels are key value pairs that are assigned to Kubernetes objects as metadata. And metadata for Kubernetes objects, they provide a way to identify, organize and select objects based on common attributes or characteristics. No built-in meaning. So just remember this, labels have no built-in meaning or semantics to the Kubernetes system, allowing users to define their own label schema. So this is totally arbitrary and random. You can just assign whatever key value pair label to any object. So this is already we have discussed, but this is just going like pod. Inside the metadata section under the YAML, you will find the labels. This is a subfield, and metadata is the top field, and there is a subfield, and there is another subfield, and then you just define the key value pair. So implementing selectors, querying and filtering. Selectors are used to query and filter Kubernetes objects based on their labels. Two types, equality based and set based. There are two types of selectors. One is equality based, which allows for exact match. So this is exact match, and set based, which enables matching based on a membership in a set. So set based is basically you just assign a couple of values and say, okay, does this value exist in this particular set, and based on that you create that selector. Selector expressions. Selector expressions are used to define the selection criteria for a particular object. So this is just going for the selectors for the service. So service uses something called a selector to identify which pod, because service is an abstract object. So abstract object in the sense like it is used to serve traffic, but that traffic is eventually goes to certain pod. So we have selectors. So for example, a service which has selector like app equal to my app and tier equal to front end. There are two selectors. So it will just find a pod which has got those two labels. Any other pod which does not have those labels, those will not be included for the serving of the traffic. So use case for labels and selectors. Deployment and scaling. Labels and selectors are widely used in the deployment and scaling of applications to define and manage target groups of resources. So deployment, like we have rollout deployment, we have version upgrades and all that. We will use labels and selectors. So service I have already shown, but for deployment it's done via like you provide new labels with new version key value pairs, and then you can roll out new deployments and scale. Monitoring and logging. So they also help in monitoring and logging by enabling the grouping of related resources for easier tracking and analysis. And rollouts and rollbacks. So additionally, they facilitate smooth rollouts and rollbacks by identifying specific versions of application and managing updates. So we have seen use cases for labels and selectors. So monitoring resources, logging and analysis, which comes under monitoring. And under scaling, you have horizontal scaling, vertical scaling, and under deployment, you have pod deployment, rollouts and rollbacks. So best practices for using labels and selectors. Consistent label schema. So maintain a consistent label schema throughout your Kubernetes cluster to ensure ease of management and avoid confusion. Descriptive and meaningful labels. So use descriptive and meaningful labels that are easily understood by your team, and avoid overloading labels. So avoid overloading labels with too much information or multiple meanings. Keep them simple and focused. So best practices which we have seen for using labels and selectors. So you have consistent label schema, descriptive and meaningful labels, and avoid any kind of overloading of labels. So conclusion, this is they are efficient organization and management. They are crucial for efficient management and organization, and key to deployment, scaling and monitoring. They play a significant role in deployment, scaling and monitoring of applications within a Kubernetes cluster, and improve resource handling. So by adopting best practices and using labels and selectors effectively, you can improve resource handling and overall performance of your Kubernetes infrastructure. So conclusion, efficient organization management, key to deployment, scaling and monitoring, and improve resource handling. And that's all. Thanks for watching.